Dental Fuel, the podcast that focuses on what no one else is talking about: mistakes. The dental world is full of before and afters, and no one is talking about the middle. Dental Fuel brings you the unspoken in between. Dr. Chen closes out our conversation by sharing some expert advice. Bill, you have shared excellent information, mistakes, challenges, and knowledge with me and with our listeners. If you were to close off with the last piece of advice or the greatest piece of advice that you could share, although you may have just shared it, what would that be?
To keep you out of trouble, the biggest thing that we need to do is trust but verify, right? So that'll keep you out of a lot of trouble when it comes to contracts. I think we talked about that. And then, to help you understand better your business, whether it's personal at home or whether it's at the business as an associate or anything, is get a coach. I have a little diagram that I drew of all the coaches that I need surrounding myself to help me both in the personal life and the professional life. And to give you an example, in my personal life, I have a life coach, which is, in my case, a pastor, right? Tommy Newberry is also part of that for our marriage, right? And we found that through another coach who said, hey, you guys, you might want to meet this person if you want to work on your marriage. And so we went to one of his marriage things and they coached us through that, which is great. But yeah, I did mention coaching. I think that's probably the biggest advice I can give to people is go ahead and look at yourself and see how many coaches you need in all the areas you want to have impact with. Even a giving coach, there's can't remember the group now. Anyway, there's people who teach you how to set things up so that you can give more. Sounds kind of crazy. Like, I'm going to pay someone to give so I can give more money away. I was like, yeah, effectively, yes. A business coach, a health coach. I think I need one of those if anybody has any advice, because I am the worst at motivating myself to work out. So, it's been suggested to me to get a personal coach, a training coach, and haven't done that yet. But yeah, coaches. There are people out there with knowledge that are willing to help you for a price, I'm sure. But the return, you got to make sure there's a good return on that. Right? So, yeah, coaching. Get a coach.
Definitely got to seek out the appropriate return of investment. But I agree. We all have skill sets to help others, and so why not seek out those who can help us as well too? Very, very insightful. Bill, if our listeners would like to reach out, what's the best way?
I am on Facebook. I do Instagram, but I don't do a whole lot of Instagram. It's basically watching my kids send me reels all the time. But, I would say Facebook is a good place. Pretty sure, I don't hand out my cell phone much, but my assistant is probably the best person to contact, which is Allie at my office. And so just call Chen Dental's office and ask for Allie and see if you can get on my books,
All right. Well, Bill, thank you so much for your time. And for our listeners, we'll be sure to have some links in the show notes with some of the coaches that were mentioned and the Colvey as well, too, if you want some more information. Thanks so much for tuning in.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you for tuning in to this conversation with Dr. Chen and for listening in to all of our conversations this year with Dental Fuel. We are so excited for 2024, and we can't wait for all the guests that we are going to interview for the new year. If you would like us to interview a guest in particular, be sure to send us a DM on Instagram at Dental Fuel and at Ignite DDS. We wish you the best during this holiday season, and we will see you in the new year.